It was laundry day and my son wanted to stop at thrift stores, and you know me, I wasn't about to say no to that. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. We made it to, I think, all six of the thrift stores on the way to and in the vicinity of the laundromat. Look at these trunks. These are just the most, what is the word I want? I kind of love them, but I also realize that paying money to have that torn old burlap as a coffee table would not be the most practical thing you could do. So if they were my great grandma's, I would totally embrace them, but I'm not inclined to bring them home from the thrift store. The search for the perfect trunk continues. I thought this was an oil lamp, and I made a beeline for it, and then I saw it was electrified, and I'm looking for pretty oil lamps that I can use during a power outage, and it's a little depressing when you think of how often we actually do wind up using them. Old sewing machines, I don't think I have ever heard of that brand. Have you? Tell me what you think of this. Do you see the little paper airplanes? There's a pattern in there. You can just see the edge of it. The purple rainbows are obviously from something else, but it looks like there's a lot of coordinating fabric. Would you have spent $1.99 for that? I did. It'll be another video. They have reasonable prices on the yarn today, which made me very happy because yarn lately has been crazily priced at the thrift store. Here's a couch for $1 if you don't mind that the decorative trim on the front is gone. I don't know if that's the only thing wrong with it. If it was, it could make sense for a starter apartment. Someone is creative enough to do something with that. Like I said, assuming it doesn't have other issues I didn't see. Then we were on to the thrift store that either has wonderful craft supplies or they don't. I have the idea in my head that little old ladies donate their stuff here. I have found some really neat partial projects, a lot of great books. I was looking at that like a month ago, and I'm still tempted by it. What do you see here? I thought that curve might be a dragon's tail, and I unfolded it, and I had my son hold it for me, and I am more confused than ever. I think there's a monogram in there, and I have a guess what letter it would be, but I'm not at all confident that I'm right. And I'm sorry I have the camera sideways here, but this brought back childhood memories. I love the bread dough cigar box to the point where I really regret not buying the book. And I'm going to make a chicken quilt finally because eggs have been on my mind so much lately that it's the time to make a chicken quilt. That Joy Sunday kit has been there forever. Maybe it's a good sign that people aren't buying it. I was wondering why someone would buy a template kit with a missing piece, because that's the whole point of templates. But I guess they're telling you you'd just be buying it for the book. That makes more sense, and at least the price is appropriate for that. I was looking at this kit here a couple of weeks ago, and I'm intrigued, but I realistically know that I probably would never make it. Crafting books, well, all the books were 5 for $1 today. I went through the crafting books here a couple of weeks ago, found some great ones. Did not at all expect to find anything new. But I looked just in case because it feels sometimes like I might have all the crafting books that I need. But then look at what I found. A couple of gorgeous needlepoint books, a book that I hope is going to tell me how to design lace. This book is awesome, but I already have a copy of it at home, and I want to re-raise the Titanic because I do. Can you explain this to me? My son showed it to me, and I thought it had to be like molds for making the little chocolate cups, but no. It is the empty packaging from chocolate cups. What are they selling here? Then we went over to Goodwill, and I saw the fabric, and there are no words. There were no words when I was looking at it there in the thrift store. I got it home. I opened up these 5 bags. That was 187 yards of quilt shop quality batiks for $50. To put it into perspective, for that same money at the Joann's super liquidation clearance prices, I could have bought 6 yards of cotton. There is good fabric out in the thrift stores still. I'm very happily shocked by that one. I didn't know there were Norman Rockwell Mother's Day plates. Be careful of the words you say. Keep them soft and sweet. You never know from day to day which ones you'll have to eat. Not sure if I'm more amused by the little poem or the weird little hillbilly guy next to it. They moved the craft section. It has been getting steadily worse, and this was my favorite thrift store for years. I don't know what they're doing, but it's making me sad, and I'm curious whether that's from a restaurant or someone's house. Something caught my eye, and on the way to the something that caught my eye, I got distracted by the double knit polyester. It's hand quilted, guys. Have you ever seen carefully hand quilted double knit polyester? I don't think I have. I think every one I've seen that was finished has been tied. And I did not get so distracted that I didn't follow through and go look at this pretty embroidered quilt. Love the flowers, love the yellow double knit polyester backing. Thanks for thrifting with us. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle.